All right, so I want to do a quick little video here. Since it's the summertime, um, I live in the South, outside Charleston, South Carolina. The humidity, so far has been brutal. I typically, as a senior runner, master, whatever you want to call us, 59. I will not run in the blazing sun. So, I typically will try to get up early, beat the sun, or run at night. And most of the time, I will run at nighttime. Typically, I will wear a tank top. I've always done it, even when I was younger. Always kind of modest, got great abs. I just always wear a tank top. But I have changed. Previously, on some of my longer runs, when the humidity is 80%, dew point extremely high, I would come back and my shirt was soaked, and my heart rate would be up at least 10 to 15 beats per minute. So, instead of being at my aerobic threshold, which is typically for me is about 142, kind of put me about 155 or even slightly higher, which is more of my lactate threshold. I think my lactate threshold is about 154. So the other night, I decided I'm just going shirtless. Now, obviously, women can't do that. You got to wear a sports bra. However, what I encountered was a massive difference in the way my body was able to regulate its temperature. I did not climb into that 155 range. It was like 80, I think 84% humidity. It was pretty bad. And I was able to stay, my heart rate average for 9.1 mile. I averaged about 854 pace, so not super fast. I was trying to keep my heart rate, at that aerobic kind of threshold or slightly over it. Wasn't trying to go fast. And I was able to have an average heart rate of 139. It got up to 144. I think the last few miles I dropped it down to like 840 or so. Not trying to go super fast, but didn't have any cardiac drift or anything like that. So, and then this is not just for a masters run. I think it's for any runner in the summertime when you're dealing with these just dramatic dew points and humidity. Ditch the shirt. It doesn't matter what age you are. Ditch the shirt if you can, or wear a sports bra if you're a female. It makes a huge difference. And the reason it happens is because when you're wearing a shirt, you start sweating, you trap in the moisture, and then basically it's acting as a thermal layer where body's just gonna overheat because you have that on your core. And so now last night there was a nice breeze as well for me, so I did not overheat at all. So just a suggestion for everybody out there, especially as a masters, as you're getting older, this will allow you to maybe stay in those lower zones, zone 2, 3, then kind of drifting up to that zone 4, staying in that aerobic zone that you really want to do most of your miles in. And if you're doing some thresholds in the heat, it's going to help keep that body temperature down so you can perform a little better. So anyway, that's just some suggestions. Anyway, hope you find it helpful. I personally, I was shocked at how much of a difference it actually made. I still sweat quite a bit, but it made a huge difference in my heart rate. So I hope that helps. And again, anybody has any questions or any of that, let me know. You can go in. I can definitely go into the physiological aspects of why it works and all that. But anyway, it makes perfect sense because when you're wearing a shirt, essentially you're sweating, it's trapping in all the heat. When you ditch the shirt, you got more surface layer where the air, and if there's a breeze, can cool down your body and cool the temperature. It's as simple as that. So anyway, hope that's helpful, and I'll talk to you in another video. All right, thanks.